Glielo fa sombo.
The movie starts by telling the story of two people, Rupasov and Zia. Rupasov was once a feared assassin, but he has been using a wheelchair for the past 3 years due to injuries. Z, on the other hand, has used a wheelchair all his life because he was born with a disability. Z now lives in a dormitory with his friend Adam. In his free time, Zai enjoys drawing comics, and he's quite good at it. One day, while Zai and Adam are playing with fire extinguishers in a small alley near their dorm, Rupasov shows up and doesn't like what they're doing. He gets upset and attacks Zia. A fight breaks out, but Rupasov soon realizes he went too far. He apologizes to Zia and Adam, then invites them to a party he's hosting. Zia and Adam have a good time at the party. Later, Rupasov offers them jobs as assassins and promises they can live a luxurious life like the one they saw at the party. A few days later, Z is in the hospital. The doctors want to perform surgery on him, but Z refuses because his father, who abandoned him at birth due to his disability, is the one paying for it. The story then shifts to Rupasov, who receives a new mission from his boss. He waits for his target in an empty parking lot. A car pulls up, and some men get out and walk toward him. One of them threatens him with a knife and stabs him in the leg, but Rupasov doesn't react. He explains that he can't feel his legs since he started using a wheelchair. The men laugh at him, and one kicks him. Rupasov coughs, then pulls a plastic bag from his pocket. Inside is a gun, which he uses to shoot all the men one by one. After the fight, an ambulance arrives. A female medic named Zeta treats his wound. It turns out they know each other. Rupasov has feelings for her and asks her out to a movie after her shift, but Zeta turns him down, saying she's already engaged. Heartbroken, Rupasov later tries to end his life by jumping from a pedestrian bridge, but he survives. He realizes he can't give up and decides to keep going. Rupasov gets paid by his boss, who warns him to keep his mission secret and not to work with others. However, Rupasov has actually been getting help from Z and Adam the whole time. A few days later, Rupasov runs into Z at the hospital, where Z is receiving leg treatment. Rupasov tells him to stop helping and ends their partnership, but ZA refuses. He insists on continuing and says he won't accept money from his father, despite his mother's pressure. After finishing his therapy, Rupasov waits outside the hospital for Zeta. He wants to give her a bouquet of roses to express his love, but is heartbroken when he sees her with her fiancé. Later, Rupasov is assigned to eliminate an important target. He plans to do it while the person is having lunch at a roadside restaurant. Rupasov waits on one side of the street, while Z and Adam take positions on the other sides to help him. Using a flock of pigeons and the crowd around the restaurant, Rupasov manages to kill the official without being noticed. As the official crosses the street, he suddenly collapses, bleeding. His bodyguards panic and try to find the shooter, but no one suspects 3 men in wheelchairs. The trio quickly leaves the scene. Later, Rupasov runs into Zeta again while boarding a bus. She gives him an invitation to her wedding. However, Rupasov's boss has been watching him and is furious. He knocks Rupasov to the ground for disobeying orders and gives him one last chance to make things right. This time, he's told to eliminate Z and Adam. The next day, Rupasov takes his 2 friends fishing at a lake. It's hard to get through the grassy area, but they eventually reach the lake and begin fishing. When Adam gets excited about a catch and asks for help, Rupasov instead pushes him into the lake. Then he pushes Zia in too, but Rupasov can't go through with it. He jumps in and saves both of them. Back at the pier, he pretends it was just a joke. This marks the first time he has failed a mission. After returning from the lake, Rupasov invites his friends to another party at his house. During the party, he talks to them about Zeta and how much he loves her. His friends want to help him win her back and start planning. The next day, 3 of Rupasov's female friends help him stand up and lean against a car, joking that maybe he doesn't need the wheelchair anymore. Rupasov waited for Zeta to return home from the hospital, but she didn't show up, even after hours of waiting. Their plan had failed badly. A few days later, Rupasov received a new mission from his boss, to eliminate a drug dealer, with the promise of double payment. Rupasov agreed to take the job but made it clear this would be his last mission and that he wouldn't accept any more after that. The boss agreed to his condition. Rupasov and his 2 friends went to the target's house. He had Z and Adam wait in the car while he went inside. The guards searched Rupasov before letting him in, but they didn't find anything suspicious. No gun or sharp objects. Thinking everything was safe, they took him to meet their boss. Once inside, Rupasov began his plan. He retrieved a hidden gun from the wheelchair's foam cushions and started shooting the guards. Unfortunately, he missed his main target. The drug dealer grabbed a gun and started a shootout with Rupasov. However, Rupasov had more experience with weapons due to his career as a hitman. Even though his body wasn't in perfect shape and he got injured, his clothes stained with blood, he eventually managed to kill everyone and complete the mission. Afterward, he rushed out to escape. As he reached the gate, Rupasov heard police sirens in the distance. He struggled to open the locked gate but couldn't. Z and Adam, still waiting in the car, looked terrified. Z distracted the police while Adam helped Rupasov escape. They all managed to get away. Later, Rupasov met with his boss to get paid. Strangely, the boss took Rupasov for a ride. They arrived at an empty warehouse, and Rupasov sensed something was wrong. There was a rope hanging from the ceiling. It turned out the boss had figured out that Rupasov's friends were still alive. Furious and disappointed by his betrayal, the boss placed the rope around Rupasov's neck, took away his wheelchair and left him hanging. Rupasov struggled to loosen the rope while trying to support himself with his shoes to avoid choking. He attempted to reach his wheelchair, which wasn't far away, but all his efforts failed. Just as he was about to give up, the knot on the rope loosened a bit. He managed to take the rope off his head and survived. When he got home, Rupasov quickly gathered his friends and started planning revenge on the boss who had crossed the line. A few days later, Rupasov attended Zeta's wedding with Za and Adam. He looked sharp in a white suit with neatly styled hair. Rupasov even showed off his singing skills, and many people, including Zeta, praised him. She became emotional and started crying. Then, out of nowhere, Rupasov kissed Zeta, making her husband extremely jealous. After the party, Zeta's husband and his friends attacked Rupasov for kissing his wife. Z came to his rescue, threatening them with a gun and helping Rupasov escape. In the next days, Rupasov started his plan for revenge. He and Z went to the boss's hideout without hiding. Adam waited outside. Rupasov said he came to get money for a past job. But the boss said no and threatened to send his dogs after them. Rupasov took out a gun and shot at a fire extinguisher nearby. The noise scared the dogs and they ran away. The boss attacked Rupasov and made him drop his gun. Then the boss started stabbing Rupasov many times. Z got Rupasov's gun, but didn't help at first. He let the boss keep hurting Rupasov until he died. Then Z shot the boss and killed him. He took all the money from the safe to pay for his leg surgery. That is how the story of the wheelchair killer ends. But here's a surprise. The whole story about Rupasov was from a comic book made by Z. Z created a character named Rupasov who looks like Z's father and also uses a wheelchair like him. In real life, Z never met his father. He only has a picture of him. This made Z create a comic about a father and son who are both in wheelchairs. The comic became popular, and some publishers liked it. It made Z very successful. Z even sent a copy of the comic to his father as a gift. And that is how the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.